Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Everybody, thanks so much for joining me. Give me 1 second as I set all of this up. Awesome. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much and welcome, welcome, welcome. Miss Stephanie, we have you live. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Welcome,
Great.
welcome, welcome. Facebook, thank you so much. If you're joining me live, YouTube, welcome as well. My name is Chandra Jones Williams, CEO and founder of Chandra Speaks. You can follow me right here on Facebook, Chandra Jones Williams. Also, Chandra Speaks page. You can follow me on Instagram, Chandra Speaks. I'm also Chandra Speaks on YouTube. But welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited on today. Now, before I get into anything, please share this live, share this live, share this live. We want to make sure that everyone out here gets this information because let me just say this, that breast cancer is so, oh my God, it is the #2 leading cause of death. And so awareness is key. And so we want to get this information out to everybody as possible. So as you're coming in, first of all, let me know where you're coming in from, and then make sure you're sharing this live. Share this live. If you're coming in on the replay, also let me know that you're coming in on the replay. Hello, Miss Reese Garrett from Las Vegas. Thanks so much for joining. Go ahead and share this live with everyone, but go ahead and share this live, and then tag someone that you may know that may need to hear this information. Again, welcome, welcome, welcome again. Thank you so much for joining me and my girl on today. On this live on today, guys. I'm so honored and excited. And first of all, let me just go back. If you joined me last week, last Tuesday, I was up here with my father because men do have breast cancer too. So I was up here last week with my father. He shared his amazing story. And so I'm so honored today. And guys, let me just tell you how I got into being involved and even knowing that it is my obligation and one of now my passions to share with others about breast cancer and really becoming an advocate and sharing this information because it happened for me and my family with my father. And so because of that, now it's just an honor and a pleasure. And so I get the opportunity today to share with my girl. Been friends now for such a long time. And so she has actually gone through this journey. She is now, wow, get excited, a 8-year cancer survivor. So to God be the glory for that. So I'm so honored for her to be up here with me on today as she will be sharing her journey with all that she went through with this deadly this disease. But
Yeah.
you got to know breast cancer is the #2 leading cause of death, guys. So we want you to make sure, don't just keep this to yourself. Share, and share this because you never know who else's life can be touched or impact just from hearing her story. So I'm so excited, like I said. So let me just tell you who is Stephanie A. Turner. Okay, let me turn the music down. We were playing in the background, y'all. I'm a Survivor. I tell you what, that is an amazing song. But let me just tell you who is Stephanie A. Turner. Stephanie is the mom. She has 2 beautiful kids, of course, Trey Miss Erica, and then, of course, Miss Hermione Rose. Now, y'all, if you ever see Miss Miney, you will never forget her. She's such a joy. That's her grand joy. So grandchildren are truly a blessing. Stephanie has also, let me tell you a little bit about Stephanie, a native of Memphis, Tennessee. Of course, that's where I'm from. That's where we actually met. And she is a health advocate for breast cancer, guys. She sits with so many, the American Cancer Survive, no, American Cancer Society. She is big with that. She won the Memphis Grizzlies NBA Courage Award. I'm so excited about that in 2019. Tierra's Teardrop Breast Cancer Wellness Nonprofit Survivor of 2018. Stones Award, Memphis, Tennessee. She wrote MLK 50 Award 2018. Oh my God, 20 plus years volunteer with American Cancer Society. Gosh, and the list goes on. But I'm not going to go through the whole thing on today, guys. I'll let her share some things. But guys, I'm just so honored to have my girl, Stephanie A. Turner, up here with me today, guys, because she too now is a breast cancer survivor. And like I said, to God be the glory, 8 years now as a survivor. And so, guys, I'm going to, at this time, because like I said, it is so important that we become aware and that we do the things that's necessary to prevent this deadly disease, because it's actually sweeping through the nation and it has no respect of person. And so I'm getting ready to bring up this amazing woman of God who is a dear friend of mine. I mean, we've been friends now for what? Has it been over 20?
It's a little bit over 20 years. Yeah.
Okay, so it's been over 20 years. But guys, Stephanie A. Turner, I'm going to actually turn it over to you. But guys, before I do, please make sure you share this. Please share this live. If you're coming in on the replay, let me know you're coming in on the replay. But go ahead, Stephanie, and just tell us how this all started for you and how it all began with you and your breast cancer journey.
Okay. First of all, let me say thank you, Chandra. Even though we've been friends for 20 plus years, I applaud you, and it really does make my heart smile that I know that you're advocating on behalf of breast cancer awareness. I know your dad, with him being a breast cancer survivor, and myself, I know it hit home for you. So thank you for stepping out there and building awareness, because that's what's going to save people's lives. Um, I I got diagnosed in 2012, September 2012. My breast cancer was detected through a mammogram, you guys.
Mm,
Now, that's why it's so important to have your mammograms every year. Every
right,
year. You have got to do preventive work. You got to catch breast cancer early. That's what's going to save your life. Early detection. You
right.
know, I, with my work with American Cancer Society, I work with the Community Health Advisor, which is a group through the American Cancer Society. What we do is we go out in the community, and before COVID and stuff, of course, we go out into the communities through health fairs, church health fairs, community health fairs. And what we do is we build awareness, and we find women and men that don't have insurance, because that's the biggest factor in people not having their mammograms, not getting checked, is because they don't have any insurance. But let me tell you, don't let that hold you back. I'm going to give out my number and all my social media handles. If you don't have any insurance, that's okay. I can help.
Right.
I know where you can get a grant. And I'm telling you guys, it's no reason why people should be walking around and they are not checking themselves, because early detection is what's going to save your life. It saved mine. Now, back in 2012, when I had my mammogram, the doctor, they noticed that it was some changes from my previous mammogram I had had a year earlier. They called me in for a biopsy, and it was breast cancer. Okay. Now, it blindsided me, because I've always been so healthy. I've had perfect physicals, perfect cholesterol, perfect blood pressure, all of those things. So it really did blindside me, even though it shouldn't have, because the reason why I even started volunteering with the American Cancer Society is because my grandmother passed from breast cancer.
Okay.
My aunt now is going through radiation. She's 76, I think she is, and she's going through radiation. So, with me, even though I have a history of breast cancer in my family, I've always been so healthy, always moving and grooving, making things happen. And, Sandra, you and I doing our thing, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. It did. But let me just tell you, because of my family, whom I affectionately call Team Turner, because it took a team to get me back to where I am. And I'm telling you, they gave me some unconditional love. They put their things down, and I was the center of the family during that time. Now, I was diagnosed with a rare type of breast cancer, HER2, HER2, which is a very aggressive cancer. It moves fast, you guys, because even though I caught it early, because let me just digress. My surgeon, I remember talking with her. She said, oh my gosh, she said, your cancer, even though breast cancer is horrible, Stephanie, we call it early. That's okay. You're going to get through this. All right. You guys, I went through a lumpectomy, did not have a mastectomy. I didn't have my breast removed. I had a lumpectomy, which they removed the lump and the surrounding tissues. Now, originally, my doctor, she didn't think I was going to have chemotherapy. She thought we were just going to have the surgery, maybe have a few rounds of radiation, and that was going to be it. But after they did the surgery and they took some of my lymph nodes, they did testing, and the pathology report showed that I was diagnosed with the HER2 gene. So that's the reason why I had to end up having 2 months of chemotherapy, 6 weeks of daily radiation, and then I had to go back to the chemo clinic for a whole year and do antibody therapy. The antibody therapy is because I had that rare type, HER2. That's a whole different ball game. Okay. So in a nutshell, that's what happened to me, you guys. So I'll be quiet. I won't hog the whole interview. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I mean, you kind of went through a lot with that, because you told when it was detected, and all of that, and you kind of touched on the rare HER2, because I know I had never heard of that. Honestly, I really hadn't heard a lot. It's amazing how until it comes down your street, then it's like, oh my God, you start paying attention to everything about it. And so, the HER2, I'm glad that you touched on, the HER2 rare. And so that's why you had to go through the aggressive rounds of your chemo, and all of that. And so, I want you to kind of touch on, because I heard you say that your grandmother was diagnosed. So breast cancer does run in your family. So I guess it wasn't a shock for you, that it did happen, because you had already experienced it in your family. Would you say that that was the case for you?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
Previously I said that that's the reason why I started volunteering with the American Cancer Society, because my grandmother passed and I wanted to give back. But I was so healthy. Like I told you, I was so healthy. I didn't expect to get, even though my grandmother passed from breast cancer, I was not owning that. Okay. So when I was diagnosed, hearing those words, I remember, oh my God, I remember like it was yesterday, Chandra. My doctor, Dr. Karima Kazi, she and I had a good relationship. Well, we have a good relationship. And I had 2 girlfriends with me. She would not give me the information over the phone. Her nurse called me and said, we need to see you in the office. I said, oh, you got the results back? She said, yeah, we got them back. I said, okay. I went to the doctor. My 2 girlfriends were with me. She came in. My 2 girlfriends were in the exam room with me. The doctor came in, Dr. Kazi. She just walked over to me. I said, hi, Dr. Kazi, how you doing? She just looked at me. Her eyes were red. I said, oh God. She held my hand. She said, Stephanie, it is cancer. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I was not expecting to hear that, even though my grandmother did pass from breast cancer. I had been around it. I immediately started crying. But let me tell you how good God is, how he had me from the very start. My girlfriend, she pulled out her oil, her anointing oil. She said, wait a minute, we got, and then she looked at it. She said, oh, I hope is it some in here? You know what my doctor said? She said, that's okay. I got some in my pocket right here. Oh my God. Chandra, I kid you not, God was with me every step of the way from the very beginning. Isn't that a great story? It's
Yeah,
like yesterday. It's like this, it just warms my heart that, hey, I was okay.
right.
They, right there in her office, in the exam room, we all were praying. They were putting oil on me. It just was a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty.
So I hear that the ease, even though the initial, to know that you had a doctor
Mm-hmm.
that was a woman of faith,
Mm-hmm.
that was actually going to be caring for you, had to just feel mm, absolutely amazing. But let me go back to the initial feeling
Mm-hmm.
of when you heard the word, because this is the thing that nobody can prepare. We hear, I mean, even for me, when my father heard it, that's my father's journey, that's my father's story. Even though we're close, that's still not me. Even though you heard your grandmother had it, but when the doctor called, you came in and you heard you have the big C,
Mm-hmm.
breast cancer. Walk me through the initial feeling of how you felt. Were you scared? Walk me through, what did that initial feeling feel like? Because only you know your journey and initially what that felt like.
Well, initially, like I told you, it blindsided me. I started having all these questions that went through my mind, like, hey, am I going to die? First of all, who's going to raise my child? Because at that time, Trey was 14. Okay, he was 14.
Right.
Uh, I was thinking, hey, am I going to die? Who's going to raise my child? Am I going to die? Am I going to lose my hair? Because you know how I feel. Sandra, only you can appreciate that. You know how vain I and you know what, we as women, we're all vain. I just can admit it, you guys. Okay, so I was thinking, oh, am I going to lose my hair? But again, my girlfriends and my doctor, they eased my nerves, but I started crying. I was crying, and all of those questions, went through my mind. I was scared. I was scared. Yeah.
So that means that because you know how some people can initially, it doesn't hit them right off. So it hit you
Right. It hit me.
immediately, because for everybody it does not immediately, like some people, when you tell them news, you have to immediately, you don't catch it like right then, and you
Yeah.
may be in denial for a minute, but it seems like you immediately, because even for you to think death, my child, that lets me know that immediately you grasped it, like, oh, wait a minute, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Mm-hmm.
really real. Okay, because you're thinking, my child, I could die. Okay, he's only 14. Oh my God, you got all these thoughts going through your mind. Oh my God. And I wanted to touch on that because nobody knows how they're going to respond.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Nobody really can prepare you for. It's just like I'm doing these interviews now, and if the Lord, if it happens to me, I can't say initially how I would respond. And
Right.
so I appreciate you being your transparency and sharing with those out there about how you initially felt, because it allows people to know that you're human and the thoughts that go through your mind. Because I believe that if more people would be honest about their truths,
Mm.
it's because it's actually in your truths that allow people to really deal with things that come up. But when you just come up, oh, that didn't bother me. Oh, I
Yeah.
was good. Oh, I
Mm.
took that like a champ.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
You know
But
what I mean? That's not always the case. And yeah, I know, y'all, she loved her hair. Oh my God. The prettiest hair. And even when she cut her hair off, she sent me a picture. And I'm talking about it was beautiful. I'm like, girl, because I'm actually a short hair lover. So when I saw it, I'm like, girl, that's beautiful. Why won't you wear it? She like, mm-mm,
mm.
mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm not going to do it. So I'm so grateful though that you shared that, because people need to know that
Mhm.
if you ever have to deal with it, you're human,
Yeah.
and give yourself permission to respond like initially how you feel, because you
Right.
have to deal with it. And will you not say that initially you got through it? And so walk me through, okay, you found out um, that C word, right? And y'all, the C behind me is not for cancer. It is for Chandra. Chandra with a C. I need to be clear about that. But when you heard that word, your initial, so now walk me through that entire process from going from, oh, wow, now I have cancer, and wow, where are
Okay.
we going from here?
Okay. When I speak, I like to take people on a journey. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I told you about, my diagnosis journey, and how I felt, the questions that went through my mind. Okay. Let me tell you about my treatment journey. I first had surgery. My surgery was October the 5th. I chose to have, like I said, a lumpectomy. I remember my surgeon. She was saying, Stephanie, hey, it's your choice. If you want to have a lumpectomy, just remove the lump and the surrounding tissues. That's fine for your type of cancer. But if you want to have a mastectomy too, that means to remove the whole breast. You can do that too. Let me just say this. Now I would make a different decision. I would have had, if I know what I know now, if I knew what I know now, I would have a mastectomy. I would, because when you have a mastectomy, your chances of the cancer
Coming
coming
back.
back, right, they lessen. You have a greater chance of it not coming back, opposed to having a lumpectomy because you still have the breast.
Right.
Okay. Back then, like I told you, I was very vain, you guys. I didn't want to lose my breast. Will I lose my breast? We as women, we got an attachment, and to actually lose a part of your body, back then I couldn't wrap my mind around it. Now, after going through everything I've gone through, my family showing me the type of love that they showed me, like, it's not about how you look. It's not
Right.
about look. We want you to live. That's exactly what my sister told me. We want you to live. Now I would choose to do a mastectomy. Okay. Now I had my surgery. I told you when they did the surgery, they took lymph nodes out up under my arm. They did the testing, and of course, the pathology report showed that it was HER2, which is, like I told you, a very aggressive form of cancer. Meaning that now, even though my surgeon told me that I would not have to have chemotherapy, it's a whole different ball game now.
Right.
I went to see my oncologist, which is the cancer doctor that puts your whole treatment schedule together. When I went to his office, Chandra, I went by myself because I was thinking that, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna knock out this radiation. Let's go and do this. I went by myself. I was sitting in my oncologist's office, Dr. Peter Carter from Baptist East. You guys, let me tell y'all something. God put my treatment team together. He put some men and women in my life that got me back to where I needed to be. Dr. Peter Carter looked at me. He said, oh, the pathology report says this and this. You're going to have chemo, 4 rounds of it. You're going to have to do daily radiation. You're going to have Herceptin. And I'm just looking at him like, chemo? I said, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. He said, nobody told you were going to have chemo. I said, no, I don't even know about what is HER2. He thought that my surgeon he didn't really read.
Oh.
he thought I had went to my surgeon before I saw him. He
Gotcha.
started, girl, I was looking at him. I said, I'm not having chemo because I told you I didn't want to lose my hair, right? So I said, oh no, doctor, I'm not having chemo. And Chandra, I've seen people with my work through the Cancer Society. I've seen people. I at that time I had seen a lot of people that had gone through chemo and they looked sick, withdrawn, just, oh my God, it was just an awful sight because I have been in a lot of chemo clinics. So my doctor, Dr. Peter Carter, looked at me. He put his hand on my knee. He said, oh yeah, you're having chemo. I said, oh, wait a minute. He said, Stephanie, let me tell you a story. He said, I have another patient that has the same type of cancer you do. He told me, he said she felt the same way you did. And she said, well, let me think about this. He said, don't think too long. He said, because this is it is very aggressive. See, HER2 means that you have, even though it started in the breast, you have a greater chance of it moving up to other areas.
Okay.
It's that aggressive. We got to attack it, and we got to attack it right now. We got to start. Because listen to this. I was in my doctor's office on Tuesday. He said this coming Thursday is when you're going to start chemotherapy. I'm like, what? He said, that's how aggressive this thing is. We got to move. I said, I don't know. But let me go back to you when he was telling me the story about his previous patient. He said, Stephanie, he said, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything because I want you to live. He said, this patient, he said, now this happened 2 years ago. He said, she had the same type of cancer you did. She was scared. She didn't want to do chemo. She said, let me think about it. She thought about it. He said, I kept calling her every month. She finally came back in 6 months later. She was saying her side was hurting. Do you know it was a tumor forming on her liver?
Oh my
Do
God.
you know the woman is dead now? HER2 is that aggressive. He said, so he was telling me just like that. He said, I'm telling you this story because we don't have time. You are having chemo. He said, so what time would you like to come in? Girl. So your listeners that are listening now, please, early detection is what's going to save your life. And also, if you're ever, or you know anyone that's been diagnosed with breast cancer, they need to be asking, what type of cancer do I have? Is it HER2 positive? Is it HER2 negative? What kind is it? And they need to listen to their doctors. They really do. Even though chemo can wreak havoc on your body, because, I'm having some problems now from the chemo that I had.
Right.
It's still, I would not change a thing because I'm here. I'm living. I know because I was very aggressive in my treatment schedule. Okay. Now that I went through the chemo, I started that Thursday. I had 2 months of chemo. Then right after that, 6 weeks of daily radiation. Then after I finished my radiation, the very next month, I started going back to the chemo clinic. I went once every 30 days, sat there for 30 minutes and let the doctors run a strong antibiotic through my system called Herceptin. Herceptin, what it does, it attacks those HER2 receptors and it kills them. Okay. So that's my treatment schedule. And then I like to take people on another journey, my hospital journey. This is where I ended up in the hospital, you guys, over Thanksgiving 2012, because I had a portocatheter inserted in my chest wall because that's how they administered the chemotherapy. I didn't want them going through my veins with an IV because the chemo will burn your veins, and your veins, you won't have any more good veins. But my portocatheter became infected because I had a nurse that didn't clean the area properly before they accessed it. I had a staph infection, blood got into my blood. I almost died. I was in the hospital, Chandra, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'll be quiet. I'm getting a little long-winded. But in the hospital, listen to this now. Team Turner, my family, they spoke life back into me. Let me tell you what my cousin did. I got to the hospital. I was there for 8 days. Chandra, I didn't look like myself. They were pumping me with all these strong antibiotics. I had a lot of fluid on me. My face had ballooned up. At that time I was bald. I remember one night I went to the bathroom and I had my little IV pole just dragging it to the bathroom. I turned the light on. I looked in the mirror. I didn't know who was looking back at me. I was so depressed. I was suicidal. I was so depressed. I was laying up in the bed the next day. My dad was in the room with my cousin. I heard them talking. They didn't know I was listening to them.
Right.
Somebody must have asked my cousin about me. My cousin said, I'm not worried about her. That's the strongest woman I know. I've seen this girl do a whole lot of things. She is just, she's the energizer bunny. She gonna be okay. She's all right. I heard him say this. And I said, you know what? He's right. Chandra, ever since then, it has been an uphill battle. It's almost like he spoke life into me. It's been
Right.
knocked me back into reality. Right then, I knew I had to activate my faith, and that's what I did. So voila, I'm here. Team Turner spoke it back into me.
Wow, voila, you've said so many things, but I want to go back and I want to touch on because I heard you say that if you had to do it all over again, that you would have had the mastectomy. And it is funny how women can be vain. Now I did not ask my dad this last week, but he actually had a mastectomy, so he had his breast removed, and that was his very
Wow.
thing because he didn't want it to come back. Right. And it's
Yeah,
funny how as men are gonna think totally different from
yeah,
women, and women thinking, you know what? I'm not getting because it's part of my body. This is what makes me look good. It's like,
yeah.
but you're really dealing with the outer from the hair. When you
Right.
think about it, I'm sure you could say now you are not your hair, you
Yeah.
are not even your breast. Because
Mm,
isn't it amazing how, we live life moving forward, but we learn reflecting back on the things that happened prior. And so I'm glad that you are now able to share,
mm,
your journey to help somebody else who may be going through this right now and having to make the decision. What do I do? I
right.
still want to look good. And, I'm amazed because some of the most beautiful women have just embraced,
Yeah.
right? When they have their breasts removed, their hair removed. How many women now do you see walking with a bald head,
Oh, right.
with no breast? And that's why I say it's so important as God allows you to overcome that you share back your exact journey because it is so courageous of you to share the exact moments of what you were actually feeling. You
Mhm.
just said it like it was. Look, I was bang. In my mind, I'm thinking, I ain't losing my hair. I don't want to lose. This is who I am. But isn't it amazing now, 8 years out now, that
Mhm.
you can say, wait a minute, if I had to do this all over again, I
Mhm.
would have chose to get this removed because this is not what makes me. This doesn't make me.
Mhm.
It's actually the inner, right?
Right.
Of
Right.
who it is. Because that's actually where the beauty lies. And so I'm so grateful that you touched on that and that you were so transparent just why you didn't go that route. But
Yeah.
now that you are where you are, that you're able to say, hey, look, and somebody I pray that is able to really grasp this information if you have to make that decision because I'm amazed from talking from last week to this week from the man who says, oh girl, I got that cut off. I'm like, daddy, you get, yeah, I got mine cut off. He was like, I got my breast cut off. But the woman, I ain't doing that. That's part of my beauty. So thank you so much for your courage and your transparency for that. And then let's shift for a moment because I heard you went through a suicidal point in your life. You went through depression in your life. And
Mhm.
so as I say, I've heard so many from so many breast cancer survivors that say the biggest part was the mental state,
Mhm.
and the mindset of having to, because it's actually a fight. It's a real
Yeah.
fight that you got to decide that I'm going to show up. So I
Right.
really want you now to walk me through that part. How did you make the mental shift to recognize, okay, I realize now I got this thing, I got this seed, I got the cancer. Mentally, walk me through that mental journey and that process that you had to go through mentally to get through one of the toughest fights of your life.
Well, I'm glad that you asked that question because I was about to talk about that too. Because, my doctors, I told you I had a really good medical team, doctors, nurses, they prepared me physically for what I was about to go through.
Mm-hmm.
But no one prepared me for the mental part, the psychological part, nobody. And that's what almost took me out, even though I told you that when I first heard I had breast cancer, of course, my family doctor, Dr. Causey, a woman of faith, had her oil. My girlfriends, they had their oil. Still, even though I knew that God was with me, still, being in the hospital, seeing myself in the mirror, going to that dark place, mentally, I would say you have to activate that faith. You have to immediately put yourself around people that are going to, like I told you, speak life back into you, people that are going to stay in the word with you. My mother, she is a praying woman. Lord have mercy, that's a praying woman. She had her whole golden friends from Mississippi Boulevard Christian Church calling my name, girl. My first year of survivor, being deemed a breast cancer survivor, I spoke at their Golden Friends meeting. I had so many women and men coming up to me saying, "We feel like we know you because your mom." Every meeting, she would say, "Y'all got to call my daughter's name. She's going through treatment. She's going through treatment." So I would say you got to activate that faith because this is where the fight is. The
Mm-hmm.
fight is mental and psychological, not here. Your doctors and nurses, you pray to God that He's going to put those people in your life that are going to take care of you physically. I'm telling you, Chandra, from 8 years, it's amazing the medical advancement that has come about for the treatment. All the money that has been raised for research. It's just amazing the new things that they have because Herceptin, I told you about Herceptin, which is the strong antibiotic. I had to go through for a whole year to eradicate that HER2 strand.
Right.
It's just 15 years old. It's just so every year, medical, it's the medical advancement is amazing, but mentally, it's all up to you. You have to make sure that you have your mind right, that psychologically you're right, that you get into God's word, and that you believe that you're going to live. It's up to you. It starts with you. So again, it's not only physical, it's mental too. It's mental.
Wow. Wow. I'm glad that you touched on that because I mean I think that's the initial thing. You talk about faith in overcoming. I mean, not just cancer, anything that life may bring at you, you got to know that God is going to. And I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest part is through.
Mhm. Yep.
Through. When you think about the word through, it means you're coming what? Through. You're going to get through it and there's another side of it. And so, oh wow, thank you so much for wow, sharing that part about the mental part because you said nobody prepares you for that. But
No.
isn't it a blessing to have girl praying mama, grandmama,
Yes.
uh
Yes. Yes.
they don't have them like they used to, right? I mean,
No, that's true.
we're coming up against the last ones. I think our generation, maybe the ones after that. I'm talking about really, you stay on your knees like for
Yeah.
everything
Mhm.
that's coming. So, wow, thank you so much for that, for sharing about that part of it. And so, what I want to shift and talk about now is we talked about um, your beginning, how it all started. We talked about your treatment, going through it. We talked about the mental state of how you actually got through your cancer, but we didn't really talk about how important, because you talk about Team Turner a lot. And so I want to talk about the importance of support when you're going through uh, this during this time, because and then for people who may not even have support, I know that you are so involved in the community of breast cancer and have been for a long time. I know that you did have support, but can you speak on, is it anything out there for someone who may be going through cancer, who may not have family, who may not have support? Is there support out here for those who need some support, who have lost hope?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot out here. And for someone that might not have the support that I had, the American Cancer Society became part of my team, as far as survival.
Okay.
They have so many programs that people don't even know about. And I'm going to talk about in Memphis, that's available for Memphis, but worldwide,
Okay, good.
American Cancer Society, they have a group or a program called Reach to Recovery. This is where someone that's diagnosed, and they might not have a big family, they might not be close to their family. They can
Right.
call the American Cancer Society, or they can go to let me see, what is cancer.org.
Okay.
And what Reach to Recovery, what they do is the American Cancer Society will pair someone with them, someone to help them through what they're going through, someone that has similar diagnosis that they had. This person can answer questions for them, because you got a lot of questions when you're first diagnosed.
Right.
And would love to hear from someone who's already been through it, the similar, diagnosis that you've been. So their Reach to Recovery program is a godsend. I've heard so many good testimonies about it. I didn't have to, go through that program because, of course, I told you I had my family
Right.
team. So again, Reach to Recovery is for an individual that does not have a good support system. The American Cancer Society will pair you with someone that has a similar diagnosis as yours, that can answer all your questions, that can just be a support for you. They also have a program called ROAD, Road to Recovery, because you got some people that's in this thing by themselves. They
Right.
might be able to drive themselves to the doctor. They might not have a car. That's okay. They can call, or they can go on cancer.org, and the American Cancer Society will come and pick you up, and they will take you to your appointments free of charge, free of charge. But it is a 48-hour notice. Okay. And I'll give the number in just a minute that they can call, or they can go to cancer.org. Also, is a program called Look Good, Feel Good. This is a program that's done in all cities through the American Cancer Society. It's the program Look Good, Feel Good. That's what it's supposed to do. It helps you look good so you can feel good, because people that have gone through chemo, some of them lose their eyebrows, they lose their lashes, lose their hair. They have a cosmetologist, licensed cosmetologist, that will help you, show you how to draw your eyebrows back on, show you how to put on lashes, show you how to wear wigs, and then they give you all of this makeup and skincare. I remember when I went through the class, they gave me $500+ worth of products. And
Wow.
we stayed in that class for about 2 hours. They showed us how to wrap turbans, it was just amazing. And you got a chance to meet other women. Again, that program is called Look Good, Feel Good, and it's done in all cities. Now, here in Memphis, we do have a place called the American Cancer Society Harrah's Hope Lodge. It's at 318 Union. It's right across the street from, people from Memphis will know what I'm talking about. It's this Southwest Community College on Union. It's right across the street. You guys, this is like a mini hotel. It has 41 rooms, Wi-Fi. It has 2 libraries, a workout room. It has a kitchen, all of this.
Wow.
This is for an individual that has to come into Memphis for treatments, because we have a lot of doctors, top-notch doctors, but people that are in the rural areas. like in Arkansas, Mississippi, sometimes they have to come into Memphis to have their treatments, and they have to stay, like in a hotel. But let me tell you something, cancer is expensive. Most people don't have that money. So they can stay at the Harris Hope Lodge. It's completely free, completely free. Again, the Harris Hope Lodge, American Cancer Society sponsors this, and it's on Union. So those are just some of the programs I know about. Oh, one other. Well, I got to tell you about this. Got to tell you about this. My sister survivor, and she might be on now. I'm not sure. Latoya Dotson. This woman is doing some miraculous things in the breast cancer community here in Memphis, Tennessee. She has a nonprofit called Pink Savvy, Savvy. Is that not a cool name? Pink Savvy. You guys, she does so many things. You can get in touch with her, Latoya, Latoya, Dotson, Dodson. Yeah, you can get in touch with her. She does so many things with helping people that's going through chemo. They have pink baskets. She just does a lot in the cancer community. She'll come and sit with you, her and her team. If you don't have anyone there to hold your hand, she's just a godsend. She's been a godsend in my life as well. And like I said, if you don't have any insurance, call me, you guys. I can make sure that you can get a grant where you can go and have your cancer screenings.
Oh my God. Wow. Now, I really hope, and I'm going to make sure that after this live, Stephanie will put all of this, because you said reach to recovery, road to recovery, look good, feel good. So I'm going to make sure that all that she just talked about, that it will be in the comments for the links, so that anybody that needs that information, that it is in the links for each and every one of you that may need it. Because I know that many times that a lot of people won't go get the help that they need because lack of insurance. They feel like I don't have the money. And so a lot of times people, because they don't want to wreck medical bills, so to speak. But when there's things out here and you do become aware of it, then you have to use it, what's out here for you. So I'm going to make sure that all of that information is out here, because ladies and men, you got to get these mammograms done. We have got to make sure that early detection. And I want to say, if breast cancer runs in your family as a woman, you should be getting mammograms done as early as 35.
Right.
Some doctors go 30, but as early as 35, if you know that you have history, you should be getting mammograms done on a regular basis, starting at the age of 35. And if it doesn't run, then you should, at least by the time you hit that 40th birthday, your OB should be saying to you, okay, I know mine did it. We didn't know then, but that my dad had it then. But by 40, you should be hitting a mammogram every single year to get those mammograms done. So I cannot stress enough, please. That is the purpose of bringing awareness, because we've had those who have gone on. Stephanie is a survivor, praise God, 8 years cancer free now. So you've heard it. You've heard it firsthand. You've heard the emotional side of it. You've heard the journey. You've heard the preparation. You've heard what it takes to get through it. But you have to be your own health advocate and make your health a priority, to decide that it's important to get this done early. Because you heard her too. What if you were walking around with her too? It's aggressive. And if you could have caught it early, that means that you would have cut down some things that may have taken over your body aggressively. So please, I cannot stress enough, please, let's get the boobs checked. If we got to get them off, we going to get them off, ladies, because they ain't what make us. If we got to get the hair cut off, we're going to get it cut, but you got to go get checked first.
Yeah.
And so let's make sure those mammograms, guys, if we have any guys up here, if you feel a lump, if you feel a bump, because my dad says starts with just like a little bitty bump, Go to the doctor,
Yeah.
please. So,
Mhm.
Stephanie, as we begin to wrap this up, what words do you want to leave men and women for breast cancer and what they need to do? And just share from your heart, what message will you leave
Mhm.
with our audience on today?
Well, you just said it. Become your own health advocate. Be a better caretaker of your body. Get your health screenings. Get your mammograms. And not only mammograms, every month, the first of the month, you should be doing your monthly breast self exams. Not only women, men as well. Also, when you go get your yearly checkups, ask your PCP to perform a breast exam. Okay, they some of them won't just do it. I don't know why. I've heard some of them that says that even me when I first started getting mammograms, and I would have to ask my doctor, "Can you perform a breast exam?" Because even though you're doing it monthly, and the reason why you're doing a monthly self exam is because you're learning your body, so that every month, if you're doing it every month, the minute you feel an abnormality,
Something
you'll know
different,
it right
right?
away. You'll know it
Right,
right away. You got to
right,
know your body. And the reason why, when you go every year to have your annual, you ask your doctor to do it because they're doing it with a medical eye. They got medical training. They might
right,
feel something you don't feel. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So,
right.
again, be a better caretaker of your body, be your own health advocate, make sure you're having your health screenings, like your mammograms, doing your monthly breast self exams every first of the month. And when you go to your annual appointments, ask your doctor to please perform a medical breast exam for me. And one other thing, activate that faith. Activate the faith, you guys. Activate the faith.
So can you tell them right quickly though, when you say a monthly breast exam, because a lot of times people don't know what it is that they're performing or ask, because that's so true that when you're paying attention to your body, you know when there's something abnormal going on. So can you just walk me quickly through, like, what does that look like to do your own uh check of your breasts? Yes.
Okay. First of all, it's better to do it when you're in the shower
Mm-hmm.
because your hands will move smoothly over a wet surface. And you're going to take your two fingers here, start at the top, and then you're going to go clockwise. Just filling around, pushing and filling, pushing and filling, pushing and filling, pushing and filling. Also, you want to even the nipple. You want to make sure you squeeze the nipple because that's one sign of breast cancer, of an abnormality, when you have some drainage coming from that nipple. If the nipple is inverted, if it looks funny in any way, you need to be getting to the doctor. Okay. So again, do it on the first of the month. Use your two fingers. Do it in the shower where you got wet surface, and you're going to go clockwise, and you're pushing and feeling, going clockwise. So that's how you do a self breast exam. Oh, and let me say this. Hopefully we don't have any 18 years and under. But for the married couples, y'all, this can be some fun doing your breast exams together. So this is the way that couples can stay healthy together. You can do your breast exams together.
Oh wow, that, you know what? That's good. That's good. So I'm telling y'all, isn't it amazing how you can come and you can learn about it? Because I'm telling you, I'm so grateful that you did come up here today and have a candid conversation with me about breast cancer. Because I'm telling you, this right here can save a life. It
Yep.
can truly save a life. And so if you get in there and you feel something abnormal, go to the doctor, please, please. I cannot say that enough. I've seen so many people prolong, overlook
Yep.
something that they felt, and then when they look back, I felt something didn't feel right, but you just kept overlooking it. So make sure we're doing those monthly checks. Make sure, please get those mammograms done. women, if y'all have gotten that mammogram done, go ahead and let me know in the comments that you did it. You've already done it. I want some accountability today. If
That's
you've already gotten that mammogram done this year, go ahead and put it in the comments. If you haven't, let me know you're gonna go get it. If you don't have insurance, Stephanie will have the information because we have no reasons
no.
not to get checked because it's things out here. It's people out here to help you. So she will definitely have everything that she talked about on today. It will be listed in the comments for you to reference back to, and that you will have this information because you may need it later. You may be talking to somebody who may have that same problem, but you like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I know where you can go. I know what's right here for you. And so don't let that be the reason why you don't do what you need to do, because early detection and prevention is really what saves lives. And so we're so excited. And today we're again glad, honored to have Stephanie A. Turner up here, 8-year breast cancer survivor. We celebrate you. We honor you. We truly adore you on today. Thank you so much for joining me on today for this candid conversation. And I pray that it blesses someone. But make sure y'all share this live. Make sure you share. Don't keep this to yourself. So you got to make sure you share and with someone else. But get those mammograms done. Raise your hand if you got it done already. Let me know even if you're going to get it. But we thank you. We honor you again, Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me on today, just to have this candid conversation. Again, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, that's about it. Just, hey, don't let not having any insurance keep you from getting your health screenings. I can be reached at Stephanie A. Turner on Facebook. My handle on Instagram is at SA Turner02, at SATURNER02. And Chandra, if I may give out the number to
Yes.
the American Cancer Society.
Yes, please.
Now, the office here in Memphis is at 5101 Willis Drive, Suite 100. The telephone number for the local office is 901 278 2091. 901 278 2091. And the national number is 1-800 227 2345. 800-227-2345. But like I said, if you need to have a mammogram, I can get you a grant. Don't let not having any insurance keep you from it. Just get in touch with me through the social media platforms. Stephanie A. Turner and at SA Turner02. That's it. Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you, Chandra, for creating this platform. I know in my heart that God has blessed you to really, through your company, Chandra Speaks. Girl, you are doing some really great things in the community. This platform, I know someone is going to be saved through this platform. Thank you so much. Blessings to your business being successful. And it's been an honor having you as my girlfriend for the 20 plus years. I'm not going to date us. But I know God put us together for a reason. Thank you so much for asking me to share.
Thank you again so much. Y'all stay connected to Stephanie. Things are coming down the pipeline. Let me just put that out there in the atmosphere. It's coming back. I'm gonna put it out there. Y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned for what's to come. But thank y'all so much. Don't forget to share this again. Make sure you get your exams done. Y'all, thanks so much for joining. Again, we're signing off, but thank y'all so much. Make sure you follow Stephanie on her handles. Thank you again. I love you. I honor you. And I definitely adore you. But thank you so much for sharing your story, your journey, like only you can. And see, that hair is the bomb. It's still the bomb. It would have been cute even short. Again, thank y'all. I had to cut up a little bit, but thanks so much for joining. Y'all have an incredible day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.